Sis Asithandile,
Oh, sisi.
thank you for your time. Can you start by telling us a little bit of your story?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Ndihlale e-shelter ngendaba yoba
I started living at the shelter because my shack burned down. My boyfriend burnt the shack. The reason was because of money. I am a hairstylist. I had asked him to go and fetch money for me from one of my clients who didn't pay me at the time. The client had called me to come and fetch the money. But because I was busy, I asked my boyfriend to go and fetch the money for me. When he came back, he was drunk. I asked him because I knew when he left, he didn't have any money. Where did he get the money? What did he do with it? He said, "I'm sorry, I spent the money." And I said, "How could you spend my money? In the first place, you left your job. Now you're spending the money that I am making for my kids and your kids." How could you do that? He's not a violent person, but on that day, he scared me. He kept on apologizing. After he apologized, I said hurtful words. I told him he stopped working because he has parents and I don't. You are a useless dad that can't even support his own kids. He kept quiet for 10 minutes.
So after 10 minutes,
Afterwards, he got up and took the money that I saved on top of the containers that I put on the fridge. I told him he couldn't do that. And I tried to stop him. But he overpowered me and he got out of the door. I went after him, and when we got to the middle of the road, I just decided to turn back. And then he called me. He said to me, "I'm not going to buy beer with this money. I'm going to buy petrol." I didn't really pay much attention to what he said. I went home, I got on top of the bed, and I played with my phone. While I was on the bed, I heard a bottle or something like that on the door. I got up. It was my boyfriend with a 2-liter bottle of Coke with petrol inside and matches. I jumped and took away the matches. Inside the shack, I had a 2-plate on with boiling water on it just to warm up the place because it was cold outside. I could see in his face he was scary. He really looked serious and he was filled with anger.
And uyakhuluma that whole time. Uyakutshela ukuthi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I tried to get the bottle away from him, but I couldn't. I took the kids and I went outside, but he was still stuck inside opening the 2-liter bottle. Just after I jumped the door, there was an explosion. My oldest son was busy calling for his dad to come out, telling him the shack was burning. When he came outside, he was already burnt.
Then
The mob took him and started hitting him. At that time, I called the police. When the police got there, they didn't even spend 2 minutes and they left. So I ran to his mother's house because they live close by.
Even 2 minutes. So ngokuthi kubo e10 kubo kukwa around kuse10 nje bathina sihlala e12 ndabaleka ndaya kubo.
When I got there, I ran into his brother. And I told him that my boyfriend had burnt the shack down, so the mob was hitting him.
12 and bayambetha.
I told his brother, and his brother also told his other brothers, and then they came with me. When we were getting close, we ran into some people telling us that the mob wanted to put him back inside the shack so he can burn with it. When we got there was an old man holding him. He was told to hold him until the mob had stopped the shack from burning. His brothers begged the old man to let him go. The old man said they can have him because he doesn't want to be responsible for his soul. Because if anything were to happen to him, he would feel guilty.
So obhuti bakhe ke bancenga lo baba lo ukuthi bayamcela.
Because the mob wanted to come back and kill him. So his brothers took him and ran away with him.
Baphuma naye.
Abantwana,
Abantwana andithi ngesisi
I took the kids and I left them with my next door neighbor. When I came back with my boyfriend's sisters. They took the kids and they took them to where they were staying.
kubo e10. So ke ndabuyela mna e10.
I came back to the shack and then they took him to the hospital.
Then abahlali ilanga lakhona.
The next day, the community called me telling me that I should come back to the shack because they don't know what happened to my boyfriend or what caused him to start the fire. At that time, I was staying at a church close by the shack. They told me that I should go back and stay with them because this wasn't my fault. So after I spoke to them, I decided to go back to my shack.
Leso sikhathi ndandiphume
I
nepijama.
left my shack with my pajamas. Everything was burnt inside my shack. I was left with nothing. My kids' certificates, my ID, my bank cards, everything was burnt. I came to the shelter. I was sent by the Rise of Hope. When I got here, I felt at peace. I was able to think about what do I want and what am I going to do when I live here.
Xa ndiphuma apha ndifuna ukwenza ntoni. Yeah.
ngiyakubona ukuthi it's still affecting you kakhulu. Yeah. Do you dream about it? Do you think about it? Do you have nightmares about it? Yeah. Yeah.
Ingxaki iyi-one.
The biggest problem is that sometimes I sit there and I just think about it, this thing that happened to me. I just have this one big challenge, that I still love the father of my kids, but I can't live with him. I don't want to live with him. I would love for us to talk to each other for the kids' sake, but I don't know what's going to happen when we're together next time. It's not going to be easy for me to break up with him because he was really close to his kids. He spent a lot of time with his kids.
Yeah.
Are you scared for what he might do to the children?
Yeah, kakhulu.
Very much so.
Do any of them remember what happened? They don't. Do you still talk to him?
Yeah.
We talk to each other on the phone because he's not around right now. He's in the Eastern Cape.
What do you talk about? Has he apologized? Does he say sorry? Does he want to come back?
He has apologized because he does explain that day he doesn't know what came over him. And at times I do also say that there's something that happens to him because he would be having visions while we are sitting around. He will see people that are not there. While we are not seeing them, he's seeing these people there.
Oh, okay.
And that he would say to us that people are telling him to go somewhere. He has a sickness. He has tried to kill himself by taking Alpirim twice with no reason. Even his family has tried to take him to a traditional healer to try and understand what is happening to him. So during this incident, he was actually supposed to die inside the fire. Just him, not us. So his family's guardian angel has protected him. A traditional healer has said that they wanted him dead.
In my counseling sessions, no? Are you able to talk about isintu, some of those things? Are you able to talk freely about what happened and why you think it happened?
Yes, it's in their theater.
Yeah.
Yes, at the sessions I do speak. And the woman that does our counseling, she really helps us. She helps me, she encourages me, and she lets me know what it is that I can do so I can get better.
Do you feel that you are moving forward and you are getting healed?
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it.
Zama.
Like I've tried to explain to him that I would want to move, but then I can't move because I still love my boyfriend. And my kids are very close to him. So that's the one thing that's really holding me back.
But umuntu oshisayo umkhukhu to kill you and your children, where's the love, lapho? Eh?
I can say that the love is not there. I can say that it's not there.
Yeah. I mean, I think Story Sako is a story that many women feel because, I mean, your children connect you to him forever, you know? I really hope you're able to find a space where we want you to be safe. We want you to live so that your children have a mother.
Yeah.
You know? We want to protect you. Even if we have to hold your hand so that you don't make that phone call or don't go back. You know?
Yeah.
Do you feel open to accepting that kind of advice?
Yeah.
Yeah. No? I can see that. I can see that uyazama, you're fighting every day for your life. I can see that. You know, there are lots of people who are going to be watching and hearing your story. And maybe Nabo, they're in a similar situation. Even if it's not a message of what they must do, but what from your heart would you want to share?
I'd like to tell them that bad things happen to us while we're still living on this earth. At times, it just needs you to be strong and accept what your current situation is. There's nothing else.
I hope. Ikon.
Yeah.
Ikon. Go. And when you close your eyes and you start to take that nightmare away and you start to think, have you been able to start to think about the future? Have you been able to think that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's it. Njengoba ndisitsho ndisithi ndi-hairstyle.
Like I said, I'm a hairstylist. I wish to have my own place so I can be able to work, so I can be able to take care of my kids.
Ndizawukwazi ukuba ndisapota abantwana bam ngendlela right.
You know these 16 days of activism against women and children abuse. So the whole country, you know, gets together, talks about it. My social media and I must hashtag fight against women abuse. Do you think that that helps? Do you think it's helpful? Yes, is.
Yeah.
Is it? Kanjani?
Most people sometimes know that they can help you. Like me, I'm this person that does people's hair. I'm a hairstylist. So someone somewhere could hear my story and they could try and assist me with my current situation.
Ka Sesotho, we say ngwana o sa lleng o tla shwella tharing. If the child doesn't cry, the mother will never know that the child has a problem.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So if we don't make our voices heard, then no one will know, you know. Do you think that for ladies generally, no? If you don't have your own job, your own income, makes it so much harder. No?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna get there. I know it. I see it in you. Kakhulu. Kakhulu. And I think that you're still in a lot of pain. And it takes time. You've changed my outlook, Kakhulu. You've helped me, Kakhulu. Yeah. Yeah. And I know people watching will also be helped a lot by sharing your story. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.